Okay, so have you heard the latest tagline, the latest slogan the left is throwing around now? After Trump did his speech calling it Biden's America is going to look like violence in the streets and horrible economic waste. I mean, he really laid out a pretty grim picture of Biden's America. And now the left turned around and said, wait a minute, all of this is happening in Donald Trump's America. And they're all saying it. This is the new mantra. All this violence and all this mayhem and all this virus and all this horrible stuff and all the horrible economy. They're not including the fact that the virus created the economy. All the horrible stuff is happening in Donald Trump's America. There is no Joe Biden's America yet. And we're going to fix it. Okay. This is the worst. This is the stupidest road to go down that these Democrats could go down because it's easily dismissed. All Trump has to say is it's happening in Democratic cities. And it is. It is. The Constitution allows for states' rights. States are individual governments, local government, state government. We've got legislators. You've got congressmen representing those states and those districts. You've got you got councilmen. You got a lot of government. You got mayors and you got the governor. They handle the state. All right. So if you're going to say Donald Trump's America, you better make sure that the Republican states are experiencing the same level of violence as the Democratic states. You can't just make this candy-ass assumption that it's happening all over the place, so it's Donald Trump's fault. Because he's also being constitutional in saying that these are states' rights, states' issues, and if they want federal help, they have to ask for it. Remember when he sent in federal help in, was it Portland? Because they had to guard the federal buildings. What a shit show that was. Man, the left went out of their minds. He has no right to do that. He's creating more violence than there is. He's making it worse. Remember that? So he backed off. He backed off and said, all right, call me if you need me. And he says it every day. Call me if you need me. The governors are saying, we don't need you. The mayors are saying, we don't want you here. We don't need you. We don't want you. So if their cities are being burnt down in violence and people getting punched and beat up and places destroyed, how is that Donald Trump's America? You're really shooting yourself in the foot here. Why don't you come up with a solution? You can't just condemn it. Violence is wrong. Okay. That's going to stop somebody? It's not going to stop anybody. You've got to not only condemn it, you've got to come up with reasons and ways to solve it. And guilty before innocent is not it. Right away, Kamala Harris wants those cops prosecuted that shot Jacob, sorry, I forgot his last name, in the back. We don't know the whole story. Immediately, the cops did it because she's siding with the angry mob. That's what the angry mob wants. That's not leadership. Leadership doesn't side with angry mobs. Leadership doesn't go and say, well, that's not our problem. They complained about Trump not taking responsibility for the coronavirus, and they took it completely out of context with that. I'm not going to get into it. Completely out of context. The question was so left field, and he said something, and now it's a little soundbite. I take no responsibility. Well, then by you saying that the Democratic mayors and the Democratic governors in these cities that are run by Democrats that are being destroyed are saying it's Donald Trump's fault, aren't they doing the same thing? Not taking responsibility? And then you don't want to help. No, don't help me. Don't help me. Well, we got it. No, you ain't got it. You got nothing. You got violence and fires and mayhem in the streets. Senators can't leave the Republican convention without getting harassed in the face. So keep going with this Donald Trump's America. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's not going to work. Not going to get you elected unless you could somehow guarantee that it's all going to stop the day you take office. And what's your plan to make it stop? I guess your thinking is these are all anti-Trump people, and once we take office, they're no longer going to be angry because we got rid of the problem. You're making the problem Donald Trump. He's not the problem. There's more to it. It's not like, oh, once we get rid of Donald Trump, we get rid of racism and we get rid of the virus and we get rid of social unrest once Donald Trump is elected out of office. Really? Are you that delusional that you think that's going to happen? Do you really? How are you going to do that? How are you going to stop people from thinking racist thoughts? How are you going to stop a cop in a situation where he draws his gun and shoots a black guy? How are you? What are you going to do to that cop to make him stop? Tell him that he can't draw his gun? He can't use force of any kind against a black person? He can use it against a white person because that doesn't get reported, and we don't care about that. But you cannot draw your gun and you cannot shoot a black person, no matter what. No matter what the situation is, don't do it. Is that the way they're going to end violence against minorities from white racist cops? If it's a black cop, then it's okay. If it's a white cop against a white guy, black cop against a white guy, black cop against a Spanish guy, white cop against an Asian guy, there's only one. There's like 40 different probabilities. If you know statistics, it's like 40 different probabilities. You could throw women in there. How about a female black cop against a white Asian guy? Shoots him in the back for no reason. Is that not on your list of things that are causing problems in your agenda? Is that not in the narrative? The only thing that's in the narrative is a white male cop. I don't know what happens if a white female cop shoots a black guy. I haven't seen that situation. Maybe it's never happened. Maybe it has and we just don't hear about it. Only white male cops, black men. That's the only thing. That's it. That's the only time we care. It's the only time baseball players and basketball players walk off the field. It's the only time we kneel for the national anthem. That's it. That's it. That's it. Black guy shoots a black guy. Nobody cares. White Asian cop shoots a black. Well, maybe that's a problem. I don't know. I don't know. But Donald Trump's America? This is what you're going with? You'll get votes on that. You'll get votes because, there's people that hate Donald Trump so much, they'll vote for a baked potato. If it was Donald Trump versus a baked potato, they would vote for the baked potato to lead the country because they just hate him. They're so filled with hatred in their hearts, minds, and souls, which I think is another problem. If you have that much hate in your heart for one person, then how can you love America? How can you love anything? You have so much hatred in your heart for this person that you don't even know. And what has he done to you personally? Did he come over here and did he burn your business down? Did Donald Trump light the match to burn down a business of black entrepreneurs in the middle of Kenosha, Wisconsin? Donald Trump light that match? Donald Trump's America. Really. I heard Chuck Schumer say it. I heard Pelosi say it. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, every liberal pundit now. That's their new slogan. This is Donald Trump's America. Yeah, go with that. Go with that. I love it. I think it's awesome because it's going to fail. It's going to fail. It's not going to work. Stupid. They're so delusional. They just think like people are just going to follow. People are just going to do whatever they say. You're voting for not Trump. Don't say anything. You don't have to say anything. If you say nothing, absolutely nothing, that you can't get some kind of retort back. This is what your slogan should be. We are not Donald Trump. Vote for us. We are not Donald Trump. That should be good enough. Put that on a bumper sticker. Biden Harris, not Trump. That's all you need. That's all you need. Because you're not offering any solutions to the violence. I don't see it. Make cops the enemy, guilty before innocent, take away power from the police department, stand down, stop in the middle of a perpetrator causing harm and call a social worker, assess the situation before you draw your gun. Okay, those are all great ideas if you're not in the situation. So keep it going. Keep it going. Donald Trump's America. I love it. I love it. A bunch of fools. Rant over.